Hello and welcome to VVork. I'm Brian Watrous, and this is the 48th video in a 10-part video series where we're learning how to automate using vRealize Orchestrator. And in this and the previous videos, we've been taking a look at how to perform simple tasks related to working with Orchestrator workflows. In this particular video, we're going to take a little tangent here and take a look at workflow tokens, or as the new HTML5 client calls them, workflow runs. So how do we delete a workflow token? Well, let's go into the lab environment and find out how. As you can see here in the lab environment, I have a workflow, and I've run this workflow 5 different times. If I want to delete a workflow token, I can simply go to that token. Why don't we go to this one in the middle, right-click it, and choose to delete the workflow token. And as you can see, the workflow token, after we confirm, the workflow token disappears. It's gone forevermore. Yay, we got rid of one token. But what if you wanted to get rid of lots of tokens? You might think I could shift select, but shift select isn't allowing me to select a range. Instead, what you're going to do to delete multiple workflow tokens is right-click the workflow and choose delete all finished workflow runs. Now, doing so, please take care that you choose delete all finished workflow runs and not delete. If you choose delete all workflow finished runs, we'll delete all the workflow tokens. If you choose delete, that will actually delete the workflow itself, which is probably not what you want to do. So I'm going to carefully choose delete all finished workflow runs. I'll confirm it, and they're gone. So let's take a look at how to do the same sorts of things in the HTML5 client. So here's the new HTML5 based vRO client. If I want to delete workflow tokens, the first thing I have to do is go find them. Well, I could start by going to workflow in the library section and search for the workflow, but that's not exactly what I want to do. I'm not looking for the workflow, I'm looking for the workflow tokens, which show up here under workflow runs. But let me show you how to get there indirectly. If you search for workflow by name under library workflows, you can find your workflow. You can open up the workflow. Make certain that you don't choose delete, because again, that would delete the entire workflow and its tokens. But click instead on open. And if you go to all runs, that will take you over to the activity run section, and it will filter out everything except for the workflow tokens for this specific workflow. Now, on the other hand, if I had come in straight into activity workflow runs, I would see all of the workflows. But again, I could search for workflows by name. So here's all the workflows with that name. Or as we saw before under workflows, if you watched real closely before, if we go in via workflows all runs, it's doing a search based on the workflow ID. So if you happen to have memorized the workflow ID, you can search for that. But typically, if you're coming in straight to activity workflow runs, you'll just search for the workflow by name. So at this point, we now have the workflow tokens. If we want to delete this one in the middle, you simply click on the ... button, choose delete, confirm, and that token's gone. What does not appear to be possible, at least in the vRO 7.6 version of the HTML5 client, is it doesn't appear that there's any way to delete multiple workflow tokens all in one shot. So neither here under workflow runs, because if I try to shift click select, each time I click on one, it jumps into the details, which is not what I want. If I go to workflows and search for the workflow again, here's the workflow, I can open it. But if I go to all runs, again, it takes me to essentially the same screen. It's filtered out all the other workflows runs, but again, there's no way to shift click or control click to delete multiple workflow runs in here. So that appears to be one piece of functionality that the Java client has currently on the HTML5 based browser. All right, so we've now seen how to delete workflow tokens. Remember, when you delete workflow tokens, don't accidentally delete the workflow itself. Delete the tokens or column runs. Just don't delete the workflow unless that's what you really mean. All right, so in the next video, we're going to take a look at our last simple workflow-related task that we at times perform. And this is the mysterious one that I've kept hidden from you all this time. So be sure to go watch the next video, because the next video I'm going to show you something very, very useful. So the mystery will be cleared and you'll learn how to do something you've probably wondered how to do. So I'll see you in the next video.